15 seconds. Guidance internal. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Ignition sequence start. Engines on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All engines running. Launch commit. Liftoff. We have liftoff at 9:34 a.m.
The Dennis Miller Show. 866-509-7268.
Hey folks, welcome back to the Jabber Chamber. Dennis Miller here. Show prep is my lifeblood. Joining us now is Republican Congressman of Ohio, Bill Johnson. And we're going to talk a little bit about, well, he'll tell us what we're talking about. Obama, his reticence on energy. Hey, Billy, what's shaking?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Beautiful. You can follow the congressman.
I got to tell you, I saw you the other day on the Travel Channel or on the Food Channel. You were digging into some neat food there with the host,
Guy Fieri, and
I was envious.
Yeah, we were at Norton's Pastrami Shop up here in Santa Barbara, and it's a solid pastrami sandwich. Congressman Johnson on Twitter at Rep Bill Johnson. Is it John or Jon?
John.
Johnsson. All right, Billy. Well, I think this president he does. He flourishes the cape about energy, but the simple fact is a lot of the increased oil use, at least, we'll get to coal in a second. I know that's the coin of the realm for you, but a lot of the oil stuff is either Bush giving those permits before he went out or stuff that's not on state-owned land, private investors, right?
You're exactly right. If you look at our oil production on federal lands, it went down by 11% last year, Dennis. This president does not want us to go after our own natural resources, particularly oil, coal, and natural gas.
Well, at least not with the vociferousness that he wants the EPA to go after the companies who get oil and gas. I mean, this Drudge headline, EPA official crucify oil and gas companies. That's the admonition. For God's sakes, what is going on in this country when we have a guy at the helm who's literally turning human beings in this country against each other in every way, shape, and form? It's maddening to me. What's he thinking?
Well, nobody knows what he's thinking. What we know, though, is what he's doing. You know, and his policies have hurt us. They continue to make our economy worse. And because he can't run on his record of pro-economic growth, he is resorting to envy and division. You just brought up one about oil companies, Dennis, and I'm trying hard to get folks like you to help me get the word out. You know, the president says that we've been giving subsidies to big oil companies. Well, that's just absolutely not true, Dennis. A subsidy is a check from the U.S. Treasury to some company, and we simply don't do that. And if it was such a big deal for him, and he is so opposed to oil companies taking their authorized tax credits and their tax exemptions, why didn't he repeal those when he had control of the Senate and the House in the first 2 years of his administration?
It wasn't opportunistic then for him. You know what I mean? It's I think the guy is nothing if not a creature of opportunity, and I think it serves him now to do things that he did not do then, right?
Yeah, my recommendation to him is to take the unfortunate retirement that he's accumulated from the American people and just fade off into the sunset and let us get on about getting our economy turned around.
We're talking to Billy Johnson. You can follow the congressman at Rep Bill Johnson. Now, listen, let me just ask you, and this is like an ultimate civilians question. What's the deal? Is there seismic activity where there usually isn't in the Midwest because of fracking, or is that all just made up?
I'm not going to tell you there's not seismic activity, but the science and the analysis is still underway. Dennis, there's no proof that fracking is causing seismic activity. We got 176 injection wells in Ohio, and we've had seismic activity around 2 of them, and we live on a fault line here in Ohio, so seismic activity is not abnormal anyway. So it is way too premature to jump to conclusions that fracking is causing seismic activity.
So you're saying if you're going to frack in Ohio, don't believe the premature rumors.
That's right. Let me just tell you the fracking truth. You know,
Billy Johnson picking it up and running with it. I like that.
Hey, I watch your show all the time, Dennis, and you're good at it. You're much better than I am. But look, the truth about fracking is simply this. The EPA administrator herself has acknowledged that we've never seen an instance where fracking has contaminated drinking water. It's been done safely for over 60 years, over 1 million such operations. It's a scare tactic on the part of the environmentalists and the president to try and throw us off track.
Now, listen, I know they want everything done to some guy wearing a beanie copter outside Palm Springs powering major appliances with wind power, but we got to use something, for God's sakes. Now, nuclear's verboten. They want oil out. They want coal out. What's happening in coal? I know that's a bailiwick for you guys down in Ohio. You're sitting on a bunch of it, aren't you?
We've got enough coal in this country to fuel America's energy needs for generations yet to come. America gets about 50% of its energy from coal. The state of Ohio is reliant upon 87% of its energy comes from coal. And the Obama administration has got an all-out frontal attack on the industry itself through its onerous regulations regarding underground coal mining, but it's also attacking the markets through the EPA that is forcing the shutdown of coal-fired power plants, which is reducing the market for coal. I'm getting phone calls from coal operators that are telling me, Bill, I'm getting contracts canceled right and left. What can you guys do to help me with this administration? He's doing exactly what he said he was going to do, Dennis, which is put the coal industry out of business.
We'll explain. And once again, Bill, when I ask you these, I'm not being overly simplistic. I'm just a layman. Don't I hear that there's clean coal stuff now? I mean, is that a misnomer, or isn't there a way to use coal and make it cleaner than it was in the past? I grew up in Pittsburgh. I remember when coal and steel made that town like dark as night at noon. So I know it used to be bad, but it's better now. Isn't there better coal technology?
Absolutely. There is clean coal technology. And let's remember who we are. This is the United States of America. We're the guys that landed somebody on the moon. We're the guys that invented flight and the combustion engine and mass production of automobiles, Dennis. We can solve this problem. We stopped investing in clean coal technology back in the 40s when we found out that we could buy oil more cheaply from foreign sources than developing our own natural resources. We've come full circle back around now. We can solve this problem, and if we had an administration that was more of a partner in progress with business and industry, we wouldn't be having these discussions.
Yeah, I sometimes think these guys don't see America's need for power because they're powering everything in the White House through the smoke they blow on a day-to-day basis. All right, Billy, go get him, babe. Representative Bill Johnson, Twitter, @RepBillJohnson. Fight the good fight, my man.
Thanks a lot, Dennis.
Later, Gator. And we're going to take some phone calls in a continuance. 866-509-RANT, 866-509-7268. Gingrich, as I said, planning to leave the race now. They've dialed it in next Tuesday. You know, I would say, Newt, we hardly knew ye, but probably got to know you a little too well over the course of the last year. Might know a lot more about you than I ever wanted to. Might know some of those rumors about you being a superiorist are very, very true. I mean, come on. Leopold and Loeb didn't believe in Nietzsche as much as Newt Gingrich did. This is the Dennis Miller Show.